Hello and thank you for watching this ag forecast for the South. I'm Andrew Pritchard, Senior Meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. I'm going to start off with the satellite picture here on Friday morning, and again, Delta is the main story, churning across the Gulf of Mexico here early on Friday morning as a Category 3 hurricane. We'll take a look at the radar picture, and again, the center is still quite a bit south of Louisiana. It'll be curving off to the north and then to the northeast as we head through the day today, making landfall tonight, but already encountering some of that northeasterly wind shear. So we're seeing some of that moisture then blown off to the north and to the east. So we've already got rain falling in Tennessee, again, associated with Delta's outer bands. And so here's a closer look. Again, Delta, Category 3 hurricane this morning. Here's the latest advisory and latest forecast from the National Hurricane Center. Again, Delta expected to make landfall as we get into the late evening into tonight, moving across central Louisiana overnight and then on into western Mississippi as we get into tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon. Quickly expected to weaken as it gets close to the coast and then eventually makes landfall. It'll encounter, again, some of this wind shear, some of the cooler waters near the coast, and then, of course, we'll see the rapid weakening once we actually make landfall during the overnight. Now, most of the rainfall that we're going to be seeing across the south over the next 4 to 5 days, of course, from Delta. We'll take a closer look at the forecast now, looking at 6 to 10 inches of rainfall possible across much of Louisiana through southwestern, central, and then northern Louisiana. And of course, this is an area that was recently hit by Laura here not that long ago. We've seen some heavy rain from subsequent tropical systems in this area. So while, Delta not eye-popping, not going to make landfall as a Category 5, of course, we still are talking about a lot of rain over an area that doesn't need a lot of rain or really any additional rainfall at this point. And then, of course, we're still going to be seeing those winds gusting, anywhere from 80 to 100 miles per hour or more as we head into the late evening and the overnight hours across especially coastal portions of southern Louisiana. Now, as we look at the temperature forecast, we've seen several days of warmer weather. We're going to keep a warmer pattern in place across the midsection of the United States as we head through the weekend into early next week, but then we're going to start to see a pattern change. We're going to start to bring in some cooler air. So as Delta moves out this weekend, we're going to start to bring in some cooler air slowly as we head into the coming week. Now, the way this is happening right now, the lower 48, we're caught between a pair of troughs here, one across the Gulf of Alaska, the other one here across the North Atlantic. So ridging across the midsection of the country, that's what's allowing us to enjoy a warmer weekend where we don't have a hurricane bringing cloudiness and heavy precipitation. Now, as we head through the weekend, we'll make this trough, bring this trough ashore thanks to a very strong jet extension. We've got a trough in the Gulf of Alaska, a ridge across the Pacific. So between those two, very strong pressure gradient force, very strong jet stream winds that'll help to bring that trough ashore. We're going to establish that trough then from central Canada into the Great Lakes, and then we will be taking several additional waves and kind of pinwheeling them around the base of this trough, helping to reinforce that. Now we've once again got a track from northwest to southeast in our jet stream here, so bringing in reinforcing shots of cooler and drier air into the midsection of the country. Now here is the wind speed at 500 millibar, and again you can see that screaming jet stream across the Pacific. That's what helps bring the trough ashore. This progressive pattern will help kick Delta out of here rather quickly as we head into the weekend. Monday's storm system, that one brings the first shot of cool air to the midsection of the country, but as I just let this continue to play, there you see another wave. Here comes another one. You see them just pinwheeling around that trough across the Great Lakes. That's what brings in several chances for several shots of cool air as we head into the next week. Now, our Thunderstorm Index, this one is picking up on several opportunities for some stronger storms, the first of which will be associated with Delta. We'll have to keep an eye on the risk for a couple of tornadoes on Saturday afternoon and evening across Mississippi and Alabama. And then as we head into Sunday afternoon and evening, we'll see that risk for a couple of tornadoes pushing into Georgia and South Carolina. Then, accompanying our upper-level storm system, we're really not going to see the best alignment or the best setup here, the best overlap and ingredients for a severe weather outbreak or anything like that, but certainly the possibility for a strong storm or two from the mid-south down into portions of the southern U.S. as we get into Monday afternoon and evening along in the head of that cold front. But again, Delta taking much of the deeper moisture with it, so it will be a little bit too soon to be bringing this trough in, and it doesn't quite have the right look to produce a real potent severe weather outbreak. So here's a look at the high-resolution NAM model. This will take us into the day on Sunday. I'll let it play all the way through, and then we'll step through time, just kind of timing out Delta here. Again, making landfall as we get into the evening hours, into the early overnight, slowly moving through the state of Louisiana during the day tomorrow, and then emerging in western Mississippi as we get into the day Saturday, late Saturday into early Sunday. But look at this, even as we get into Saturday morning, we're seeing the shower and storm activity lifting into Kentucky and Tennessee. I think I might have misspoke. I wish I could rewind and hear what I said. I will be moving into western Mississippi, the center of Delta, as we get into early in the day on Saturday, not late Saturday into early Sunday. Early Sunday, we'll be seeing the center of Delta making its way off into the Mid-South. Should be moving into portions of Kentucky and Tennessee by the time we get to Sunday afternoon. And then, of course, we'll have to watch kind of along and east of the track here for the chance for some strong storms and maybe a few rotating storms, producing a couple of tornadoes. Again, across parts of the South here. This would be Saturday afternoon and evening across Mississippi and Alabama. And then that chance for a couple of strong storms producing tornadoes in Georgia, South Carolina, and then lifting into the mid-Atlantic as we get into the day on Sunday. Delta moves out of here by the time we get to Monday, and now here's our storm system with the big cold front bringing the first shot of cooler air, some showers and storms to the Great Lakes and maybe the eastern Corn Belt, but remaining mostly dry. Again, we're just not going to have the moisture for real organized strong storms across the south with this cold front that moves through on Monday, so likely going to be dry passage of the front. High pressure moves in on the backside. That's going to keep us dry and cooler as we head deeper into the coming weeks. So Delta moves out, dumps a ton of precipitation across the south from Louisiana into the mid-Atlantic, and then we are mostly dry as we head into next week with shots of cool air on the way. Total precipitation between now and Wednesday, again, about 100% of that coming from Delta here across the south. Just the very low chance of a shower or storm accompanying our Monday cold front. I think it's very unlikely we'll see much in the way of organized precipitation with that. Keeping warmer temperatures in place where we don't have hurricane impacts as we head into the middle part of next week, but progressively cooler shots of air making their way in as we get into the October 15th through the 20th time frame. And we're starting to get better agreement from the Ensemble forecast here. This is the European Ensemble outlook here. Again, looking at days 10 to 15. The cooler air originating in the Canadian Prairie and the Northern Plains, but we'll be seeing shots of that delivered down to the southeast. So I think the pattern as we trend deeper into next week is going to be rather pleasant, to be honest, across the south. I think we'll be seeing very mild temperatures and probably not much in the way of deep humidity across the south as we head into next week. So here's a look at your highs. Again, cooler where we've got a hurricane moving through across parts of the south, but the panhandles will hit the mid-90s today, tomorrow, and Sunday. First shot of cool air arrives Monday into Tuesday. This is what we're looking at here. Not dropping into a deep freeze or anything, but I think we'll be seeing a lot of days in the 70s and the 80s as we head into next week across the southern U.S. Have a great day. Be safe if you're in Louisiana and surrounding portions here and you're dealing with Hurricane Delta, what continues to be a very active tropical season across the Atlantic and across the Gulf of Mexico. Again, those impacts most severe as we head through the day today into the overnight, with the threat transitioning more to an isolated tornado and heavy rain threat as we head into the day